I think we are live. Thank you, Zach, for joining me on this live stream on my channel. Good to have you here. Thank you for taking the time to do this. And I want to lay out first the format for what I want to talk about and the path to get there and the way that we'll go about this. So welcome, everybody. I see people coming on. We have the chat open right now. If you're just coming on, thank you for being here. I know there's a lot of people that want to be part of this conversation. So let's have this conversation. And first and foremost, I want to talk a little bit about the intentions personally behind the association. And then I want to get into some of those association concerns. And if you've come with some concerns, I hope we can get to that. We can have some Q&A maybe at the end and be able to address some of those things. So if you have concerns, definitely bring those in here. And first and foremost, I just want to say, Zach, thank you for all the work that you do in the community. You've put out tremendous amount of content to help people be successful wholesaling. And that's a lot of work, I know, because I do the same. And it is a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. It's not easy, but it's extremely valuable to the community. And I know that about you. So thank you, first of all, for all of that you do.
Thanks for having me on, Jerry.
Yeah. All right. So first thing I want to talk about is the idea around this association where there might not be good intentions, meaning from leadership who wants to do the association, in particular me, either Paige Jamil or Brent, who have agreed to come on board in a director type of role or membership type of role to help move this and get this off the ground. First of all, for everybody that doesn't know, the association is actually live. It is a 501c3 nonprofit, tax exempt. We'll talk a little bit about what that means. It's NREWA.org, stands for National Real Estate Wholesaler Association. So it is formed. It is a legal entity. Now, it's nothing else than that. It's a shell right now because we haven't done anything. We actually need to do a lot of things to even make it mean anything. So it's pretty much meaningless at this point. If you go to NREWA.org, there is a sign up where you can be notified once we start doing things to be involved and participate. But as of now, that's it. We've had thousands of people actually sign up. So there's been a lot of interest in this movement to associate. And so first and foremost, I think we can all agree, maybe not, but I think we can all agree that the wholesaling industry is being regulated. I mean, Zach, would you agree that there is regulation happening in the industry?
I would agree there is regulation happening for the industry. I'm taking notes, by the way, because I'm letting you know, Jerry, I don't think I said this before, but I'm coming in here with an open mind. So
Okay.
If I have questions, obviously, if you can answer them, I might come, on board on this at the end of this. So I want to hear more information about it, obviously, and I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I mean, duh.
Yeah, so it's pretty apparent. I'm sure you're aware there's been 2 states that have been very aggressive, Illinois, Oklahoma, very strict about their regulations. A lot of other states now are proposing the same. This year, we know that Kansas and Missouri are both proposing legislation to do the same. And I just found out that South Carolina now is also proposing regulation this year. My lawyer's looking for it, but NAR posted on their website. Yeah, in fact,
what bill?
What's that?
What's the bill?
I don't know what the bill's called, but NAR posted on their website that South Carolina is going to propose licensing requirement to do the assignment.
For NAR members?
For anybody to do the assignment, they need to be licensed to do the wholesaling assignment.
So is NAR announcing it or the legislator?
So NAR is telling that it's being proposed in the state as legislation. So
okay,
NAR's just putting out there that this is going to be proposed in front of the Real Estate Commission for South Carolina.
But who is proposing this?
The state of South Carolina.
Okay, but is there a senator in the state or a representative that's doing this?
That's how it has. Yeah, the Real Estate
Commission is doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
The licensing division. Yep. So basically what they're doing is they're taking the same stance as Oklahoma, which is saying, and Illinois, which is saying the assignment of contract, we are considering it as brokering. You're a non-principal. And if you're brokering, you need a real estate license. So that's now 3 states that are going to be pushing for legislation that will mandate that to happen just this year. At that point, well, if that passes, now again, it's got to be proposed. Kansas proposed it last year and it did not pass their bill. They did not pass the bill. The director said, we want wholesalers to stop what they're doing or get licensed, and we're going to propose it again this year. So I don't know if they'll make some changes or whatever, but I think the point is this push is happening. My personal belief is at some point, if enough states come on board, it'll pretty much snowball the rest of the states, because why not, right? Like, that's the movement. And so we can talk a little bit about why that's happening and what's causing this regulation. But I think if we can all kind of agree that, hey, regulation is happening, really the only thing that's under attack is the assignment, because the assignment is that gray area where it could be considered brokering. That's always been an argument, right? That's never not been there, but now we're seeing legislation happen that is dictating, in order to do the assignment, you have to have a real estate license. So two solutions are really simple. If you want to solve the problem, you got two options: double close, because now you perform on the contract, so no one has an issue, or get your real estate license and keep doing the assignment. So those are some pretty quick fixes that you could do. But if, as an industry, we want to protect the assignment and continue to do the assignment, then I think there needs to be a discussion about what needs to happen about that. In my opinion, every organization, every industry under the sun has a trade association, a trade group. A trade group represents the collective members. Their goal is to represent the industry as a body and put forth out to the public, hey, here's who we are.
You're saying everyone?
I'm just saying most industries, almost every industry has a trade organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Almost. Got it. Okay.
I mean, I don't know of any that don't, as long as it's a big enough industry.
Drop shipping.
I don't know about drop shipping.
FBA.
Hair and nails, every industry has a trade organization. And NAR is the greatest example of all, right? So NAR represents realtors. They've come together and said, this is what we stand for. Here's our code of ethics. Here's our best practices. Real estate agents have the option to join NAR, right? This is voluntary. So no one can force anybody to join the trade group. You could say, you know what? I don't align with the trade group. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to go about my day. So there isn't, this can't force people to do anything. It would just be, do you align? Do you align with this vision? Are you on board with trying to raise the standards and have a voice against some of this regulation? Have somewhere where people can go to if they want to talk to us about what we do. In 2019, there were 544,000 off-market transactions. If those were all wholesale deals, I don't know that they were, but if they were, and the average wholesale fee supposedly is $17,200, that would make wholesaling a $10 billion a year industry. And that's not counting wholesaling on market or anything else. So
where did you get the $17,200? I saw the video yesterday. Where did you get that average assignment fee?
I got it from Sunday.com. They posted that on their website.
That
sounds
the
about
average
right.
assignment fee 17,000.
17,200 as an average assignment.
Wow, I've seen it closer to 10,000. Just talking to the people, but okay. Sunday.com, got it.
Call it 10,000. That's fine. So we call it. Let's call it 10,000.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people are averaging a lot higher.
Do you know
than
who
10.
wrote that article?
Pardon?
Do you know who wrote that article?
No.
Okay. I just see if there's any research backed by the industry being.
No, there's no research backed by it. But I mean, let's use logic. Okay. If there's 544, that's true. 544,000 off-market transactions.
Does that include Opendoor, Zillow, stuff like that, right? Off-market?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure they buy off-market. I'm just trying to see the entire wholesaling industry. The iBuyers are included in there because they buy a lot of houses. So I'm just trying to see the information here.
The point I'm making, Zach, is that we are an industry and we are a multi-billion-dollar industry, whatever numbers you want to use.
Okay. Yeah. So is this industry including the iBuyers for wholesaling? Because they don't technically wholesale. Okay. So, but they buy off-market properties, so they wouldn't be included in the industry.
No, take them out if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, take them out if you want. The iBuyers are in only a handful of markets. They make up 1% or 5% of total transactions altogether. So
5%. Okay.
So take the iBuyers out. My point is that whatever the numbers are, it's really hard to tell because wholesaling is private. Everyone does their own deals. So how do you track it? I don't know. My point is that it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I've been trying to track it forever. That's why I'm just seeing how you got it. So, okay, 10 billion.
So if you take 544,000 off-market transactions, let's back out 50,000 of those, 20,000. I don't care what you want to back out for iBuyers. Okay. That's fine. Call it 500,000. Take 44,000 iBuyers. That doesn't sound anywhere close to what they're buying, but let's just say 500,000 times 10,000 as an annual or as a wholesale fee. 500,000 transactions times 10,000 is 500,000 transactions times 10,000 per deal.
Okay.
Is what, 5 billion? Is that right?
Sure. Yeah.
So we're a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we have no official trade group to represent our interest. Nobody's standing up to regulation. Nobody's saying, hey, talk to us when you have issues about what we're doing. Talk to us about what we stand for. Here's how we represent our industry. Here's what we stand for when we talk to sellers. We are actually here to serve sellers. That's what we're here to do. There's a distressed part of the market that isn't ideal for real estate agents and on market. That's who we are. We're a trade group trying to represent the best interest of our members. Every trade group has a legal fund, so you can fight some of this. So when there's false accusations, do you know what the Oklahoma law is called?
The wholesaling I think it's the predatory association, whatever. Yeah, I've read into it. Yeah.
Yeah, wholesaler and predatory are in the same sentence. Atlanta, Philadelphia, the movement is pushing this.
Real estate broker introduced it. Yeah.
Yeah, so the push is that wholesalers are predatory. Okay, so
I've seen the videos. Yes.
Okay, so my point with an association would be forming a common directive that we have.
Okay.
And then having representation for us as an industry. Now,
got it. Okay.
I understand concerns about leadership, if that's a concern. You've publicly
I have bigger concerns than that, but yes.
Okay, well, let's address those first.
Okay.
Publicly said that me and the other three, after we put out that live stream in Brent Daniels' office, the intent is for you on your Facebook page.
I said your name or the association? I want to clarify.
You said the people that are doing the association.
Okay, because you said me. It's the association.
Right.
That I'm talking about.
On your Facebook page, you said about me and the other three, the group. Yeah.
Thank you.
That the intent is to force people to buy courses, prevent UZAC from providing free content, force mandatory coaching, a money grab, pay ourselves a salary tax-free, and it's corruption at its finest. And yeah, so those are some things you've publicly said on your Facebook page.
About the association.
About the leadership of the association.
The association. I was talking about the association, not you. I apologize if you took.
There is nobody else but us. So when you put that post, it was right.
Well, I don't know. I can't look up the board members.
Right. So then you put that not knowing who you're referring to?
Well, no. I had legitimate concerns and no one was talking about them.
Right. So those things I just stated, force people to buy courses.
Yes.
The gurus, referring to who? The gurus leading the association, Jerry, Pace, Jamil, and Brent.
It'd be more the association forcing coaching through. Yes, correct. I don't backtrack from those statements.
Okay. So who's getting a salary tax-free?
Well, from the live stream, obviously, I don't have the exact time stamp, but you did say, of course, we're going to take a salary. And then you backtracked yesterday on your video. No,
I said the only thing. So let's back up a second and talk about a 501c3. A 501c3 is a nonprofit tax exempt entity.
Got it.
Because of that, to maintain its tax exempt entity, it has to follow the rules to not pay taxes. The IRS is very strict about what it can do. No one can profit. No one person can profit. Now, could members that are employees receive a salary for doing work? Sure.
Obviously, you have lawyers, people like that. I get it.
We'll have to run the organization. The IRS is very strict about how that pay is done for the very reason you said. People can receive exuberant salaries and funnel money through a salary, right? So the IRS says that job has to be equivalent to the work being performed. You have to track the hours that you work. There has to be a resume, and there's all these other rules about how that compensation can be done for employees of the organization.
Okay.
So because of that accusation that me and the others would funnel all the money from the association or some of the money, or the intent is to funnel money back through the founders, right, or the directors or board members, I came out yesterday, if you guys saw the video, and said, look, that's not my intent. I don't want a job. I don't want a salary. That's not why I'm doing this. So I won't take a salary. And everyone else said, yeah, Jerry, of course, I won't take a salary. I don't want money from the organization either. That's not why I want to do this. I want to do this I do have some selfish motives. I don't want to see the assignment go away.
Me neither.
Yeah, I hope you don't. I mean, your content's meaningless if there's no assignment anymore, right? You're going to have to adjust into different strategies because now nobody can get started with no money if there's no.
Jerry, I get it. Like at the end of the day, you and me, we both want the best for the people. I think we have different views on it. So that's why I sort of want to talk about it. So I like what you said there. You don't want a job. You used to work a job, right? I used to work a job. I hate working a job. You have kids. You have a family. I think one of our biggest values that we have a similarity with each other is family over a lot of things, right? Family is one of our biggest priorities in life. Do you agree with that?
Sure.
We're family people. So like, that's what I'm with you. Like one thing I would ask is, I mean, can you please give me an apology?
For what, Zach?
You went on that live and you said this industry wasn't for broke people. I mean, hey, I used to watch you when like 2 years ago, you were on Clayton Morris's channel for like a lot of stuff. And you said you started broke as a construction worker and you got in this business and changed your life. And I connected with that. So many people connected with you with that. And I feel like you broke our trust when you won that live stream and said this business wasn't for broke people. I started out broke at 17, man. My life got changed from this industry and you broke a lot of people's trust by saying that. Can you please have an apology? I watched you when I was 17. I was on my high school wrestling tournament on a bus watching your videos. I connected with you and you broke my trust.
Do you want me to clarify what I meant by that?
Please. An apology would be nice too.
What I meant by that when I said the industry wasn't created for broke people was when we talk about the assignment going away, everybody says to me, please, Jerry, don't let the assignment go away. We cannot let the assignment go away. It's how everybody with no money can get into real estate. It is really the only way, creative financing strategies, but the real only way to get into real estate with no money is through the assignment. Any other way other than some creative strategies, it's going to require money. You're going to have to purchase a property, borrow money. And so that's how I started, just like you, Zach, and just like most people who come into the wholesaling industry. But we cannot go to regulators and we cannot go to the consumer protection agencies and we cannot go to the people that want to take the assignment away and say, look, don't take the assignment away because we want this for brand new people who don't have money to get their start in real estate. That is the very reason why, one of the reasons why they want to take it away. They feel like there's a bunch of people out transacting real estate who don't have experience. They don't know what they're doing. They're doing harmful things to the seller. So when I say not created for broke people, what I mean is, we cannot say the assignment has to stay so that people with no money can get into the business. We have to say the assignment needs to stay because it stands on its own.
Jerry, you're calling them names. You're angry that I call people gurus. You're calling everyone who's broken wholesaling fly-by-night wholesalers. I started this business part-time in high school. You said fly-by-night wholesalers.
I'm talking about wholesalers who get into this to just make money, that are not willing to learn, educate themselves, and do the right things. Okay. They have no business going out and transacting with sellers if they're not doing things the right way. They're harming the industry because we have a lot of people that are not educated. They're getting taught all kinds of different things, and they're doing things that are harmful that are now getting public attention. So everyone in this industry has to raise the bar in how we transact, how we do the assignment. We need to improve our contracts. We need to improve our earnest money. We need to improve our dialogue, our disclosure, what we really mean when we say cash buyer. We need to improve these things because the regulators and the consumer protection agencies are using this as ammo to call us predatory, stealing equity, and doing harm to sellers. So my point is just we have to improve the way that we interact, the way that we transact with sellers.
I agree. I think with like your subscribers just blown up. TikTok wholesalers are coming in from there's so many new people in this industry that I feel like there's more people in it, more eyes are going to go to it. So I agree. I think this is why a lot of stuff has been going on. You've been in this industry way longer than me. Well, when you're in this industry, I think I was what, like 4 years old? Like, I trust me, you've seen a huge difference. Rick's seen it. Yeah, I agree with you. Something has to be done. I just don't agree with the way you're doing it.
Okay, so we can get to that in a minute, but to not do anything, so let's just say, you know what? Let's not organize. Let's not create something. Let's not create an association. Let's not do anything. To me, is just sitting by and just watching the regulation come through, watching it happen. Another state, more articles, more national press, and a narrative that we're predators, and then we're just going to get steamrolled. And you know what? If that's the case, then let's just keep doing the assignment until it's no longer allowed. Then when it's regulated, get your license or double close. And that's fine. We can do that. That's doesn't matter to me. I'm already there, right? But if you're new and you're getting into real estate and you want to do the assignment because you don't have funds and you don't want to double close and borrow money, or you don't want to go get your license, just know that it's a matter of time before your state is probably going to pass the same regulation that's trickling down and require it. They're going to require it. And so,
I agree with you.
So if you want to protect the assignment, how do we do that? If you don't agree with the association because of the leadership, okay, but if it's about the leadership because they're trying to funnel money and they're trying to sell courses and all of that, I hope we can kind of get past that. I hope we can kind of say that's not the case, because
I have so many questions
come from me or anybody through the association.
One of my biggest problems, Jerry, was I felt like you guys were going to take a salary. You squashed that. Squashed. I agree. That's gone. That's water under the bridge. I agree. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. I understand that. My one question here is I want to be on your side here. Can I ask you some questions?
Sure.
I think it's going to clarify a lot of things as people want to put their money in. So I believe you said on the video, correct me if I'm wrong, you believe you can get hopefully 250,000 members, I think, with your subscriber base and everyone else on the board. That's possible. And you said $250 would be the dues, correct?
As an example, I think NAR's dues are $200 a year.
Yeah. And
somewhere around there.
Okay. So that would be $62.5 million, right? In dues for this association, right?
Assuming those numbers, yes.
Okay. So my question to you is, do you have a general idea where that money's going to go?
No, I don't. No, I hope there's a legal fund. I hope there's, I don't know. No, I don't know where that money's going to go. And it's going to take a lot of time to get to that type of level, probably.
Do you have any idea, like, would it be used, to protect legislation? Would it be used for, like, I'm just trying to understand where this money's going to go.
It would be used to help get awareness. It would be used a legal fund. I'd like to legally challenge what Atlanta did, what Philadelphia did. I'd like to be able to say, hey, this isn't right. Show us where these sellers were harmed that you're accusing us of harm. Like, fight back. That's going to take a legal fund. In fact, I'm willing to put money into the legal fund just for legal. Just put money in, my own money. Okay. Right now, Zach, I have about $10,000 of my own money into the association, into legal fees with the lawyer to set it up, and into web development to create the website. About $10,000 of my own money. I will waive that so the association doesn't have to pay me back. I will waive that, and I will contribute $5,000 right now to the legal fund, just the legal, for the association to fight against this stuff that's going on. And anybody right now that's watching this chat, you put in an amount that you'll put in just for legal, not to create certification, not to create best practices, not to create code of ethics, not to do anything else, just legal, so that a lawyer can go face some of this. A lawyer can challenge this. If you put in the chat right now, whatever amount you put, I will match it until midnight tonight, Pacific Standard Time. I will match it. And anybody puts $2,500 in, and send an email to my team, support@flippingmastery.com, so that we can do that. Put in your amount. I'll match it. I don't care if it's $25, I'll match it. $50, I'll match it. Just to the legal fund to fight against this. If you pay $2,500 just to the legal fund, then I'll let you come to my condo, my oceanfront condo in Puerto Rico for a week for free.
Wow.
And hang out with me, and I'll show you some deals I'm doing here in Puerto Rico. Wow. I'm willing to put my neck on the line. Thank you. I'm willing to put my neck on the line to try to create a way to go against some of this to protect the assignment. That's my objective. That's what I want to do. I don't want any money from the association. Like I said, no salary. You can't funnel money back to anybody, any member or director. And the IRS is very strict about it. I mean, think about it. NAR gets 260 million a year in dues with 1.5 members or whatever. You better believe the IRS is auditing them and watching them. And if you are caught doing corruption within a tax exempt 501c3, you lose your tax exempt entity. People go to jail, there's fines, and you owe millions of dollars in taxes. Wow. Like, it's just not something you mess with. It's a really serious thing because the association does not have to pay taxes.
Got it. Okay. So
all the rules.
62.5, you don't know where it's going to go. Do you know generally how you're going to beat NAR on this? So you have a legal fund. That's great. That's for case law. But like, what are you going to do with that? What are we going to do for when a new like South Carolina is about to pop up? Like, what are your plans? Because I mean, NAR has $260 million. They have hundreds of millions. They're probably lobbying. Like, what are you going to do?
Great question. Here's the way I look at it.
It's a lot of money, man.
We are
more money than I make in a year.
Right. And we are David and NAR is Goliath. They are leading this whole movement. We're going up against a giant monster here. Mm-hmm. But I look at it like this. If a bunch of wholesalers throw $250, which is tax deductible, so it's a tax deductible donation to the charity of $250, and it doesn't work, but we tried, what are you out? A $250 tax write-off for the year. That's it. That's all you're out. But collectively, we could have a seat at the table. They could be talking to us as they're.
What do you mean by that? Seat at the table? Like, what seat at the table?
When they're right now, the legislation.
Like, so like lobbying, like legislate, like that table? Like what kind of table are they doing?
Like when the Real Estate Commission of South Carolina wants to start working on a bill, we come forward and say, we want to talk about this. And
to the legislator?
To legislation, yeah.
It's a pay-to-play game. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
You have to pay these people.
Pay who?
You have to lobby. Correct?
Sure.
So how much do you plan to spend on lobbying with that $62.5 million?
I don't have any clue. We don't have anything created. That's not the point.
Okay. How are you going to give you money if you don't have a plan of what you're going to do with the cash?
What do you mean? We go against it.
By doing what?
By having a conversation with them and saying, we are the association. We represent wholesalers. We want to be part of this conversation. What is it you're proposing? What are your concerns? What can we do?
Well, I have concerns.
When they see us having standards and we say to them, look, this is what we represent. Now, people can go do whatever they want, but this is what we stand for. Then maybe we can change some of that perception. And what if we don't? What if we don't? I don't know. Okay. Maybe we don't. I agree. It might not do anything because maybe we can't beat NAR.
Okay.
And if that's the case, if that's your position, if you're watching this right now saying it's a waste of time, you're not going to beat NAR, I don't know what you're going to use my money for, fine. Don't join the association. Don't donate $250 and go about your way. That's it.
We're looking for leadership.
I'm not right, but I'm not going to.
A leader knows what to do.
Nothing that the association can do can force a wholesaler to do something. It just means you're not part of it. You're not part of the association.
You need a plan. It's scary that the leadership doesn't have a plan with it. You just give you $60 million.
We're not collecting dues yet. It's nothing.
I know, but you should have a plan before you ask for the money.
Before I ask for money, sure. We're not asking for money.
Okay. Here's my problem. You spent $10,000 creating this. I went on the website. You literally say on the website you're treating these members as customers. Like why? Like, this is why I have an issue.
What do you mean customers?
The privacy policy, if you can pop it up. I don't know who your guy behind here is, but the privacy policy talks about collecting emails as customers. Like, you spent $10K, you're talking about these people as customers. Like, Zach, I have an issue with that.
You're using antics, Zach.
It says customers.
Give me a break. Who cares what they're called?
Customer information. They're members.
It's a private email list.
No one's going to treat you like serious when you're calling your members customers.
What are you talking about? Why not?
Because they're members. They're not someone trying to take money from.
This is why I had that. So Zach, if your problem is saying customers, I'll change it to members. Who cares?
Thank you.
Okay.
That's the initial problem I had.
What concerns do you have than calling somebody a customer instead of a member on a sign-up sheet where there's no collections happening? I'm not going to roll out dues until we have a plan. Right? So if you've got an idea of like how to do this, right?
I have ideas.
Then let's have it. Let's hear it. But if
Okay.
you're saying, hey, Jerry, you're calling people customers and that's offensive, then that's antics, man. Like, come on, let's grow up here.
Okay.
The point here is let's do this and create an association. Let's have powers in number. Let's fight against some of this.
Got it. So this is a 501c3, correct?
Yes.
So my question, I'm going to pop up the IRS. I have it right here. It says a 501c3 organizations are prohibited from engaging in political campaign intervention activities. And a 501c3 is an organization for religious, charitable, scientific, and education purposes. Is this, like, which one is this? Is this a religious, charitable, scientific, or education organization? Which one is this? So you're taking money for education, which I call a course, and you have no teeth for actual lobbying and changing of legislation. This is why I say this is a course with extra steps, because it's an education organization that's taking money that's actually not going to change the laws. This is a course with extra steps. This is how I come up with this stuff.
Then Zach, fine. You know, what do you want to call it? What are you proposing to do if you don't want to call it?
I have it.
Okay, what?
Let's look at NAR. Let's look at the big players in real estate, because we're going to 62 million is more than them. National Association of Home Builders, NAR, they're the 501c6. Now, a 501c6, you said trade association on your channel. So it says this is from the IRS.gov/lobbying. A 501c6 of income tax regulation states a business league is an association of persons having a common business interest, which is to promote such common interests and may not engage in a regular business of ordinary. Basically, it keeps going, and it says here, this activity should be directed to the improvement of business conditions, wholesaling. A 501c6 may engage in political campaign intervention activities, so as long as the activities do not represent the primary activity. Let's go, for example, ACLU, the NAACP. These are actual political changes, because this is regulation's a political thing. You got to talk to a lot of people. You got to change it. ACLU, NAACP, these are people that actually change laws and change the way we do things. They're a 501c4. Guys, like, that's what I would have done. Like, look at NAR. You're trying to become the NAR of wholesaling. Why don't you actually do a 501c6 where you can actually do a 501c3? It is limited to $1 million. $1 million is the most you can spend.
I'll talk to my lawyer who researched out.
You should have done this, Jerry.
He did. So my lawyer, I'll ask him, why did we choose a 501c3? I have a lawyer.
Tax-free money for you.
The best one for a trade association. So I'll ask him what it is. If we need to elect it differently, we can elect it differently.
There's a big chain between that, because you're limited to $1 million. How are you going to beat NAR when they spend $82 million?
Okay, let's change it. Great idea.
But why are you doing a huge announcement without doing your research?
Because I did. I hired a lawyer. This is just your opinion. I'll ask my lawyer why the 501c3 is the best one. I'll ask.
You can only spend $1 million changing the laws in South Carolina. Are you kidding me?
What?
You only have $1 million. So according to the IRS, a 501c3 is limited to at most $1 million. This limit is generally based on the size of organization, but may not exceed $1 million for lobbying. How are you going to get any real political change with $1 million?
I'll ask my lawyer if that's true. I don't know.
IRS.gov/lobbying.
Okay. I mean, you're just looking that up. So, okay, that's fine.
Okay. Next here is my next concern.
What other concerns do you have? Let's switch it to that then. If that's the best option, let's switch it. That sounds great.
Okay. On your live stream, timestamp 48 minutes, 23 seconds in for everyone watching this. You clearly stated that you wanted to go create an organization, create a code of ethics training, and you intended on going to the state boards and saying, hey, we're an actual trade organization, create a wholesaling license, and force wholesalers to go under our umbrella. Guess what? Every new wholesaler will have to go under all of the gurus who own the trade organization that are the board members, and they have to learn from only these gurus.
Right now, you have to get licensed under the real estate licensing.
In Florida?
Wherever it's passed, wherever this is passed.
Georgia?
Illinois?
North Carolina? Those are two states.
Right.
You're going to the legislator and you're saying, hey, legislator, go legislate me, force wholesaling to become under a license with us. 4823, you said that.
Do you want me to clarify for you?
Yes. You said you want to create a wholesaling license under your umbrella.
Quiet then and I'll answer. Are you done? Okay. So If the states are passing legislation requiring that wholesalers get a real estate license, they train you about real estate ins and outs and how to transact as a real estate agent, getting listings, being a buyer's agent, and all of that. It's specific to real estate agency. Right now in Illinois and Oklahoma, if you get your real estate license, that license is specific to being a real estate agent doing retail listings, right? My point was, what if we could create a standard so good that then the state would say, hey, let's create a separate division for wholesalers. It's an industry.
You're going to ask for this?
Yeah, why not?
So you're going to ask people to get forced to get a wholesaling license?
They are anyway.
Not in 48 states.
That's my point. It's coming. Okay, so when it comes, and it's coming, pretty soon everybody's going to have a real estate license.
Deny that. So if we have a legit lobbying, we could stop anything.
Right. So what I'm saying is, hey,
$1 million ain't going to do anything.
Hey, South Carolina, you're about to pass a law right now.
What bill? I want facts. 2 states. My next question here, who are these 9 board members? I want to know.
No, I'm going to answer the other question first. So
yes,
please be quiet for a second, Zach. We've established that states are passing regulation requiring that the assignment that you have to get a license to do the assignment. That license is it's the real estate license. That license is designed for agency.
Yes.
Right? I'm a licensed broker. So when I got my salesperson license and my broker's license, I had to do training, and it talked to me about how to be a real estate agent. That's what that training did. Right? So yes. Now what they're saying is hey, real estate wholesalers, you need to get a real estate license. It hasn't happened to everybody. I know that. We've established it's not everywhere, but it's coming. We've established that it's coming. So now when they say, hey, wholesalers, we want you to get a real estate license, wouldn't it be cool if there was a licensing that they're mandating, not me? I'm not making this. I'm not requiring this. The state is. When the state says, wholesaler, we want you to be licensed. Now, what if there was a new division created for wholesalers to get a wholesaling specific license? If they don't, then they're going to fall under the real estate license because the states are mandating it anyway. That's my point. My point is when the states start to require wholesalers get licensed, I would prefer to have a wholesaling license, which talks about direct to sellers and all of the different things we do different than real estate agents. Now, we don't have to do that, but that means then as all these states start to pass licensing requirement, wholesalers go get trained as real estate agents, and then they go out and be wholesalers. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I'm not the one passing regulation. The states are.
Well, you're asking for more regulation. You're trying to monopolize the coaching industry.
No, I'm not.
You're asking for wholesalers to only go through your wing to learn.
No, I'm not. Don't do it then.
You're asking for every state to go through your association.
No, I'm not.
Didn't you agree?
Once the state creates a licensing division for wholesaling, the state owns that license.
You're the one asking it.
Not the association.
You're asking for regulation.
No, I'm not. I'm saying if you're going to pass it anyway, which you are, let's make it specific to wholesalers.
Okay, I mean, let's agree to disagree on that.
Zach, you want people to run around and transact without any formal training? What do you want them to do? Watch your free YouTube videos and that's it?
Sure. I do one-on-ones.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever, Zach, whatever you're doing free, I'm doing times 20, right?
What do you mean?
Well,
20. You're doing 2 videos a day?
How big is your channel?
I think it's got
5,000 on your personal channel, Zach.
5,000. And then this isn't an argument who has more subscribers.
Well, no, hold on a second. Are you monetizing your channel, Zach?
Yeah, I'm forced to from the privacy policy. Same reason why you were forced to do it too.
No, I wasn't forced to. You don't have to monetize your channel.
Privacy policy clearly states on YouTube that they will show ads on your channel and not pay you. So I chose to monetize it. They're going to show ads on it no matter what. So you won't even know if I'm monetized or not. Privacy policy on YouTube. Please pop it up, guys.
How much did YouTube pay you last year?
Last year? Oh my God. It was probably, because I had 2,000 subscribers in the beginning. It's better to do it now, but I don't know.
Okay, how much are they paying you now?
40K last year.
Okay. Last year, my YouTube channel paid me 270 some thousand, about 22,000 average per month.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm getting around 500 to 700,000 views a month. How many are you getting?
How many views?
Yeah, average.
It would probably close to 900,000. I would say include all my social media.
Not counting shorts.
No, wait, you're talking. Hey, we're talking about social media, buddy. TikTok, all this. These are views, man. If this is an ego measuring contest, I'm not here to do it. I have more views than you. It's okay.
That's fine. Content. I'm talking content, not these.
900,000 views.
I'd like you to show me that.
Go to TikTok. Go to my analytics.
Not TikTok,
go to Wholesale House Real Facebook group. Go look
YouTube.
at views from there. Facebook views are the same thing. I'm not in an ego measuring contest. Like I'm not here to see who's better or not.
Answer the question. Just
YouTube?
Yeah.
Go to my Social Blade and look. I don't know the difference between shorts and not shorts because the analytics is all the same. You know that.
You can figure out real quickly what it is.
Are we having to talk about the association or about who's a bit macho man or not? Like,
Zach, you're claiming that you're in this for free content when you're clearly monetizing your content.
I have $100,000 YouTube studio. I'm trying to upgrade the content. This is why I have, I'm watching from a video and I have an audio here so people can hear me clearly. I'm not going from my computer.
Right, Zach. That's fine, right? But
so I can do education better.
I didn't turn monetization onto my channel until 130,000.
The privacy policy forced us to. That was the time it did. You had 125. Can we talk about the association? Like, this is why I came on here.
But this push of like, hey, I'm just here to help.
You make more money than me, Jerry. I don't make $7 million a year. You're a macho man. I get it. You make $7 million a year. That's way more than me.
I'm serious about what I do. I take it.
I know you make more money than me. I get it. Like, can we talk about the association? I'm 22. You're in your 40s. You make more money than me. Awesome. We get it. Can we talk about the association?
Yeah, we can talk about the association, but let's move away from this narrative that the association is trying to take away from free content. I give away more free content than anybody, right? I give away.
Not by videos.
And so I give away a ton of free content. So I'm not trying to take away.
Can we talk about the association?
Sure.
Who are the 9 board members?
There aren't any. There's no official board members.
You said all the board members agreed not to take a salary, so I want to know who they are.
Bylaws say that there's going to be 9 board members. They haven't officially.
You said they all agreed not to take a salary, so who are they?
So Brent, Jamil, and Pace have agreed to come on to the organization. We haven't done any kind of official role. They've agreed to come on and serve as on the board.
Okay.
Right? The rest haven't been elected, but there's going to be 9 board members in the association. And then you can have honorary board members, as many of those as you want. And they have a role. They don't have a voting capacity, but they can provide help.
Okay.
So
you're going to do this without me or not? So can I have your commitment to have at least 1 female on that board?
Sure, of course.
Thank you. I would appreciate it. A quarter of my audience is female, and I'd appreciate to have some representation on there.
Yeah, you tell me who you think would be great. Anybody who's got a comment put a comment in of who you think would be great to serve in the board. I'm all for it. In fact, if you don't want me to serve on the board, go up. That's fine. I don't care.
Want you to.
Okay.
I want the members to vote.
Better job.
A 501c3, members are appointed. They're not voted. Do you like democracy, Jerry?
Yes.
I love democracy. That's why people choose your YouTube channel over a lot of people's, because your content's better than a lot of people's. So my question is, can you commit to having the members vote for the board members?
Sure.
That's great. I mean, that's more of a 501c6 thing, but Laura can tell you that.
Sure. I don't really care about how we get to where we're going, right? Okay. But to criticize that the movement is the reason why me and the others involved are doing this is for personal financial gain.
I agree with that.
It diverts everything away from what we really should be doing, which is what's the best way to do it. So
I'm saying you're doing it to sell courses.
This is the first you've publicly expressed these concerns. You haven't.
Well, you never called me, dude.
That's all right.
You did announce me without talking to me, and I have concerns.
Zach, you're publicly saying all these bad things about what's wrong, about the motive.
Because no one asked them.
You're attacking the motive, but you're not providing any solutions. So thank you for providing some solutions.
Yeah, you never asked me for my solution. You could have called me. I've been left on red since March 13th.
You also could post if you've got concerns.
I did post.
You also could reach out to me and say, hey, Jerry, guess what? I've got some concerns. Here's what they are.
I can't let you in my group because you're a guru. Those are my 3 rules on the group. So I can't post my concerns to you.
So you banned me from your group?
Yes, there's no gurus allowed in the group.
You're a guru, Zach.
I'm not a guru.
You monetize your content. Yeah, you are.
Jerry, how much does your fast track course cost?
Depends on what level you get.
How much does it cost generally?
12,000 to 17,500
for one-on-one mentorship.
It's a year-long program. You get a lot of tools. You get my software for a year.
That's great.
You get one-on-one coaching, and you spend time with me. It's awesome.
That's great. So like, that's the problem with this industry. There's people, most of those people, they don't reveal how much their stuff got. This is the problem with the board members too, is when they sell courses, it's hidden. I appreciate you saying that because I get things all over. So a guru, in my opinion, is someone who's selling monetization and of courses and information. I'm not selling the information. So I agree. I applaud you for being transparent about the 12,000. Most people have to do 2 phone conversations and even get to that point. But that's the difference is I believe you're using this.
You're missing the
legislation.
Point. Yeah, but there's a place for free content and there's a place for coaching. So
I don't believe that, but
you don't provide coaching, that's fine.
Jerry, my point is you're creating an organization that can't lobby and you're just trying to make it a monopoly so you can sell stuff like that, people on the board members. That's the guru versus non-guru thing.
Right. And that's the personal attack on the motive behind doing this, which I've given my heart and soul to the industry. I provide tons of free content.
I want to help.
I have tons of people who make money from my free content. I give away tons of free resources. Yeah. Is there a place for coaching? Sure. Do I have a software that I sell? Yeah. I don't actually sell courses. I have a Finder program. I have a lot of things that are amazing and great and work for some people. If not, then go ahead and use free content. If that is enough and you can make that work, great. There's a place for that. That's awesome.
12K is kind of peddling something, but all right. I mean, I have solutions. I don't know why, like, no one brings these to the table, but like your solution clearly has a lot of issues and no one's addressing this.
What other issues do you have other than semantics on the formation?
The formation's completely, if I'm a lawyer and I want to go see, if I'm a NAR lawyer, you know, because I'm getting millions of dollars, and I'm going to see, hey, is this NAR people legit? Should I bring them a seat on the table? I'm going to see, what am I going to see when I look at your thing? It's going to say, where is it? 2036 North Gilbert Road. When most headquarters like have a huge organization, like it's going to be a pack and ship store. Like I go to your privacy policy, it's a pack and ship store. So like, how am I going to take this organization seriously?
You're completely missing the point, Zach. So you don't like my address. That's your problem.
It's like if Flipster's like organization is the same address as this association. Wait, the JLN group, same thing. So like, I'm just telling you, like there's no separation of church and state.
Right. So we use an address that I have in Arizona.
Most people, it's separation of church and state. A nonprofit from a profit organization, that they have to be separated.
Okay, then I'll open a separate mailing address.
It costs like what? It's like $30 a month for like your own UPS store. Like it just.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just saying, let's get some real solutions. Like
You're not offering solutions.
I have solutions.
You're picking apart.
Okay, one last question for you.
Okay.
Have you talked to Jennifer Gonzalez Colon about this issue?
Who is that?
Your congresswoman. Have you talked to her about real estate issues?
No.
No, I have. I've talked to my member of Congress, Brian Mast, multiple times about real estate issues. And hey, I've met with him at least 3 times, one-on-one in person, because I'm a constituent of them. And if there's an issue on the national level about wholesaling, I have their ear. I don't pay them any money. Jerry, how many people are on your email list?
Over 1 million.
Over 1 million. Imagine if 10%, let's say the South Carolina bill. Let's try this. If John Smith introduces this bill, what would it, if all of us influencers on our email list send out, say, hey, this person in South Carolina is trying to stop wholesaling. Here's an email template. Why don't we send it to John Smith, who's trying to change the law? That would have a huge impact.
That's
what democracy is.
Sure. All right, let's do that too.
That's the solution.
All right, so what you want to do is not
more people are willing to do that than pay $250.
Right. So here I come along trying to provide a solution, right?
Yes, with flaws.
You're not providing any solution.
I just said that. You go
call your congressman. Got it. Call your congressman
or woman. You have a congresswoman,
right? Call your congressman or congresswoman. That's your solution to solving this problem.
Power to the people. You've seen some of the greatest organizations, all from grassroots organizations. If we go talk, you say seat at the table, hundreds of thousands of people emailing and calling members of Congress will change things. You mentioned Jeff Watson. He went out there, he lobbied, he spent money, but obviously he used people, he called a member of Congress in the state of Texas. He actually did the actual change. That's one of my biggest solutions. Nobody does that. You have millions of people you can get a hold of that trust you.
To do that. I've never once heard you say to do that. You're saying
That's
it
my
now.
solution.
Right, but you're saying it now as like, hey, oh yeah, I am trying to do something.
I never made an announcement saying all these concrete things.
That doesn't negate the need for an association.
I think it does.
Industry has an association.
We can change the laws and have a seat.
Why do we not have a trade group that represents
Amazon FBA dropshipping have one?
I don't know.
They don't.
Okay.
They're entrepreneurs.
That's fine. I don't care about dropshipping. Why?
Is there a national association of car flippers, garage sale flippers?
Are they a $10 billion industry or whatever? I don't know.
People that sell stuff on eBay, that's a $1 billion industry. I don't see people joining for that.
So you're
at the end of the day, you're trying to take money with no legislative
trade group. So your solution is no trade group.
Power to the people.
Okay, so no trade group. That's what you want to do. So great. Listen, if you don't agree with an association, don't join it. Done.
Well, you're going to force people to go under a wing when you go to the legislators and say, regulate me hard.
You have a lot of confidence in me then. Thank you. I mean, like.
You're going to say, you said that, what? Your video, when you announced the live, 48 minutes and 23 seconds in, you said.
Zach, it was a conversation about what we could possibly do someday.
They're your words, not mine. If the shoe fits, Jerry, you're trying to do this. And I feel like some people have bad intentions under your wing that are just trying to push this to stop the free content movement that we're doing here.
How is it stopping the free content movement? So I'm going to turn my YouTube channel off?
No, you could stop trying to monopolize the industry.
Right. But if I get rid of free content, I get rid of my entire YouTube channel.
Still do your YouTube channel. I don't mind it.
No. If my motive is to get rid of free content, then I would want to turn off.
It's to peddle $12,000 one-on-one mentorships
through the association, which you cannot do.
Hey, I'm Jerry Norton. It's an endorsement.
Zach, I get it.
Endorsement, and you're endorsing the other people that sell $8,000, $11,000 memberships. Like I'm just telling you, like it's an endorsement. It's completely different. It's like you going out here and spending money to advertise. Like, oh, it's a free gimme right here, and then yay, it's an endorsement, and then you get the email there.
All right,
you're collecting emails. I want to know you're not using it to sell a $12,000 course.
Zach, I get your point. Okay, your point is that I get your point. Your point is that my motive is to funnel money through it, sell courses, monopolize the industry.
You're trying to get rid of
making that point. That's okay, I got your point, right? Everyone gets your point. Jerry's trying to monopolize, force people into coaching, and
the association
force people to sell courses, get the states to mandate everybody come through Jerry and Jerry.
48-23.
Got it. Okay, so got that. You made your point on that. Okay. Can we move past that one now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. Let's move past that one now. And let's focus on what we can do to improve the industry. What can we
talk
do?
To the people changing the laws?
Right. Yeah, but there's more than that, right? We don't have anybody. There's more than that.
Everybody's people have to vote on a bill.
Everybody's running around not following very good practices.
I was running around 17 with bandit signs. That's how I did starting out. What do you do starting out? Who is your code of ethics person?
Right. So, but people are out there transacting that are not doing it very well. They're not using very good contracts. They're doing things that are harmful to the seller. A lot of it is from people that are.
That's why we have laws against fraud.
They're just uneducated about it.
We have elder abuse laws. We have all these laws already in place.
There's people that are not transacting very well. As an industry, we can at least say to the community,
a title company can regulate it.
We can say to everybody, hey, look, this is what we stand for. This is our code of ethics. These are our best practices. This is what we believe are the right ways to wholesale that are in the best interest of the seller, best interest of the wholesaler, that make the consumer protection agencies feel good about what we're doing, and really just show everybody that we're here to help sellers. That's what we stand for. Okay, that's an important thing that a trade group does. It displays to everybody a unified vision for
it's a charity.
What the industry does.
It's a charity.
Yeah. So
it's not a trade group. It's a charity.
Yeah.
Educational charity. What is a board going to look at you and say, hey, we're an education charity?
I already answered that, Zach. Fine. We can change it to a different one if that's the right way.
No, you have no direction though.
I'll bring my lawyer on and ask him why we're using a 501c3. I rely on the lawyer to set that up. Right.
My bigger concern is you don't know what to do with the money.
I told you that I can't take any money. I've already told you that I'm not going to take a salary. So I've kind of dismissed all those things about how Jerry's going to funnel money back to himself.
You're going to endorse yourself. When only wholesalers can learn from you, and then your website clearly has the inner circle, $300 a month. Like you said it's good brand awareness to do this for you, and your brand is masterminds and $12,000 courses.
My brand is Flipping Mastery, which is also a lot of content.
Yes. Yeah. But that brand is also selling stuff like that. And
while you're on this right now, so you can provide brand awareness for your channel and be recognized.
I got challenged. I never wanted to be on here.
Right. But that's why you attacked me for recognition.
Attacked the organization because I know it's
attacked me and the others personally.
Not personally, I attacked the association. No, I never had a problem until you tried to monopolize the education industry.
Trying to monopolize anything.
You're trying to force everyone to go under your wing.
Voluntary, Zach.
4823. It's voluntary until you tell the legislator to create a board and you can only use you. What about the felons, people under 18, people who don't have a GED?
Yeah, that's not how it works. I'm not going to go to the board and say you have to go through Jerry. If the board, if the real estate commission takes on legislation, then that's the state. The state provides that licensing, not Jerry.
But you're telling the state to do it. And you're using your members as leverage.
Even if that's true, it's not Jerry, it's the state.
It's the association telling the state to do it.
NAR doesn't get anything from the licensing division. That's the licensing division.
But they're lobbying them.
That's the state. The state has a licensing division. NAR doesn't get anything for that. I wouldn't get anything for that. If the state set up a wholesaler,
they get the monopolization of
Zach, I'm going to have to bring you off if you're just going to cut me off nonstop. Okay, I'm trying to talk, and you're just constantly interrupting me. So I'd like to have a conversation, but if you're just going to interrupt me, then
you don't answer my points.
Yeah, but you just interrupt me when I try to. So if you want to, I'll try to answer, and I'll combat some of the things you're saying, but you're going to have to be quiet and let me answer. Okay. So if the state is going to mandate that a wholesaler gets licensed to do the assignment, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. If they're doing that anyway, like Oklahoma and like Illinois and whatever other states adopt that policy, it doesn't make sense to me that a wholesaler who's getting licensed, who wants to wholesale, that they're getting a real estate license to then go wholesale. That's a completely different model. So my idea would be, hey, state, Illinois, right now you're requiring that wholesalers be licensed to do the assignment. Wouldn't it be cool if the licensing you're already requiring them to do was actually relevant to wholesalers, not real estate agents, wholesalers? Jerry gets nothing for that. I don't get a dime for that. If the state says, great idea, let's set up a wholesaler licensing division within the state, I get nothing for that. That doesn't benefit me in any way. What it does do, though, is it helps wholesalers who were getting licensed as agents to now get licensed in a way that's meaningful to them. That's it. That was my point. That was what I was trying to say was, if states are going to require licensing, why not have a wholesaler license? And then you can go to sellers and you can say, hey, I'm actually a licensed wholesaler. You can trust me. Here's my code of ethics. Here's what I stand for. And I'm here to help you. And I'm following the rules, and I'm doing best practice, and I'm doing consumer protection, all of it. That's all. Because it's happening. They're going to require the assignment be licensed, and it's happening. So that was my point with that. Not Jerry create some type of an organization where he's going to get money and the state's going to pay me and everybody has to now come through Jerry's licensing. No, there's not a private party or a trade group that provides licensing. NAR doesn't provide licensing. The state provides licensing, and the state regulates and mandates what that licensing is. I have a real estate license. It's with the state of Michigan. I have a broker's license with the state of Michigan. I had to take the state test to get my broker's license and pay the state, not NAR, the state. Okay. The association, there's going to be dues. They're tax deductible. If there's another entity formation that's better, I'll ask my lawyer. I'll say, hey, why are we doing that? Why are we not doing the 4 or whatever? He researched it and said, this is the best one. So I'll ask him that question. That's a great question. If that's a question, then I'll ask that question and we can figure out the right one. But this attack on me trying to monopolize, the trade group can't monopolize anything. If you don't agree with NAR, don't join NAR. That's simple. Don't join NAR. Don't be a member of NAR. Say, I don't agree with NAR. I'm not joining NAR. I'm not paying their dues. If you don't agree with any association, don't join it. If you don't agree with the National Rifle Association, don't join it. That's it. So I'm trying to create a solution where we can unify and go in front of, have a legal team, and figure out a way to do this. Zach, I would love for you to be a part of what our best practice is. What is the right way to do this? How do we do that? You've got great ideas. Let's hear what those ideas are. What would a code of ethics look like? What if a wholesaler could say, this is the things that I stand for in the best interest of everybody involved? That's a code of ethics. Why don't we have that? Let's have that. Let's create that. I'm all for what can we do to be a representative body to do good for our industry, preserve it, protect it, go out and fight for it, and have a cause and make a difference.
Okay. My issue with that, I understand your point. I get it. My issue is you going to the state and asking them to start creating a licensing. That's going to stop the broke people and the fly-by-night wholesalers from actually starting this business.
They're not going to be able to start this business when they can't even do it because it's gone.
You have 48 states that allow it.
It's coming though, and you know it's coming.
There's
Zach,
one state.
So Zach, what are you telling people to do right now in Oklahoma?
You can double close in Oklahoma.
So you're telling your students to double close in Oklahoma?
You could. It depends on the marketing.
What are you telling your students? What are you telling your students to do?
I tell them to consult a lawyer. I'm not going to be liable. Are you kidding me?
Anything. What do you tell them? What do you tell your followers to do in Illinois to wholesale?
Talk to your lawyer.
You don't tell them how to transact? What's the best way to do it? You don't teach them.
There's plenty of things you can do. The best case is to get a license.
I've heard
it's $200 to do that, and then it's $250.
Wait a minute. I thought these are the broke people you stand for. That you said.
I stand for the broke people in this business.
Right. But now you're telling them to go get a real estate license.
If they need to wholesale, specifically if you want to wholesale real estate in one state, it'd be Illinois. If you're broke, there's ways around it. You can bird dog. There's a lot of things you can do. But again, you have to consult a lawyer for this. Many title companies have lawyers that will help you out absolutely for free. And that's what I tell them to do. You have to go to an actual lawyer. But at the end of the day, Jerry, I'm trying to help the people that are broke.
Yeah, but you're teaching techniques that are illegal right now in some places.
I don't give law advice.
Right, but you're teaching techniques that don't apply in some states right now.
One state. Someone asked me in Illinois, I tell them to go consult a lawyer.
So you say to somebody, go drive for dollars, find a good deal.
I never told someone to drive for dollars and call in Illinois.
Right. No, but you're teaching that technique in general. So someone in Oklahoma watches your video, you say, drive for dollars, find somebody, go post that deal on Facebook, on a Facebook group, and an investor will want that deal. Great technique, right?
When have I ever told someone to post the actual deal? I tell people you're selling a contract.
Right. Post the assignment
Oklahoma
of contract.
has laws against the marketing of contracts, which are completely different than actually having connections with people and actually following the laws.
Zach, I'm talking about the contract.
I'm not a lawyer. I will talk to a lawyer when I.
You just read me stuff from the IRS, so you're clearly.
Yes, I don't have the laws in front of me.
Okay, but you're telling people right now to find get a contract with a seller, post that contract for sale on a public Facebook investor group.
Never said that once.
Yeah, you did. You have
to pull cash buyers. You can post. You can actually post, say, hey, drop your email if you're looking to buy. If you're looking to buy properties. Where does it say an address?
Go get a property, post it on a Facebook group.
What video?
It's a 60-second short. I'll find it and send it to you.
What's the video?
I'll find it. I don't have it right now.
Okay, I need facts.
Okay, yeah. You said
in Illinois.
Facebook. You've never taught to post on Facebook. I've taught that strategy. It's a great strategy.
Jerry, I need actual facts.
Zach, you've said that. You've taught people to post on a Facebook group.
Yes.
Sell your contract. Are you denying that you
sell the contract? To find
what?
Cash buyers. You're fishing for cash buyers on a Facebook group. You're not selling the contract on there.
You said to put your contract for sale on a
video?
Facebook group.
I need to know the video.
I'll find it for you and send it to you.
Okay, have Tyler go get it.
You cannot do that in Oklahoma right now.
In the state of Oklahoma, you can't ask people if they're buying properties for cash?
No, you can't market a contract for sale, which posting it on a Facebook group would be that.
But you can go post on a Facebook group, hey, I'm looking for cash buyers.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not what I said.
That's fine. That's what I say.
That's not what I said.
I go live and do it all the time.
Zach, you're missing the point.
We're talking about the association, not laws.
Right, but you're completely missing the point.
What's the point?
The point is regulation is coming. As that regulation passes in states, the assignment will no longer be able to do it unless you get a license. If you don't want to get a license and then do the assignment through a license, then you can double close. Those are your options.
We can fight these laws.
I agree.
We want the same thing. We want to protect wholesalers.
Right.
We just have different ways of doing it. That's really it.
You do your way and you call your congressperson, and I'm going to help build an association that stands for wholesale.
A charity.
So that's fine.
It's a charity, not an organization.
I already told you we can change the semantic, we can change the legal structure if that's the best thing to do. I'll talk to my lawyer. I already told you that. So you keep coming back to the same thing when I've said that if there's something better, then fine. So I've answered that. So you got to move on to something else.
Okay.
If you keep saying the same thing, I'll do that.
The leadership has no idea what to do with the money. And that's my issue. I want leadership.
There's no money. Right now, there's a waiting list to get involved. That's all there is.
When you're collecting emails, you should have an idea of what you're going to do with the organization.
All I've said is get behind this. We're doing a movement here. If you're interested, get on the email list. We'll let you know as we progress. That's all we've done. We don't have the bylaws done yet. We don't have anything done yet. It's just, hey, if you're interested in being a part of this, come be a part of this. Get on a waiting list. That's all we've done. I have no intention of collecting a dime from anybody until we have a plan, until we actually have something of value that people get when they join and get a membership. So that's not there yet. We have to create this. I want to get everybody to come in and say, hey, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Here's my ideas of what code of ethics would look like. Here's what I think best practices look like. That's all. That's it. That's all I want to do.
I'll agree or disagree with you there. I've already said my points. You've said your points.
Guys, we're past the hour right now. So Zach brought up some concerns. I've tried to address some of those concerns. If you have those same concerns, that's fine. If you don't want to be part of the association, don't be part of it. That's fine. If you do want to be part of the association, you can go to nrewa.org. There's a waiting list there. All that's going to do is it's going to put you on an email list. Once we progress further, then we'll let you know, hey, here's what's happening. Here's something new that's going on. And again, please provide ideas. If you have feedback and ideas, suggestions about how the association can operate really well, and then let's hear it. I'd love to hear those ideas. Love to hear those solutions. Zach brought up a good point. Everybody contact your congressman. If you're in South Carolina, and if that's really the case, I don't know if it is. I'm having my lawyer look for that proposal. I think if that's true, then we can find that somewhere where that proposal is and when it's being proposed. Contact South Carolina and say, hey, I don't think this is right. I don't think that the assignment needs to have a license. That's a great idea. If everybody did that in South Carolina, maybe that would sway some decision making. So that's always the right thing, is contact your congressperson. That's always the right thing to do. But a trade group also has other goals to really push a movement to protect its members. So if you want to do more than contact your congressperson, and you want to put collectively an effort into doing more, reaching out, challenging some of this, legally fighting back on some of this, then let's do it. Let's do it. That's what I want to do. All right. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Zach, for joining us. Appreciate everybody who's been a part of this. The chat has been blown up. Sorry, everybody who did not get to comments. Probably
a lot.
10 after. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably been hundreds of comments, and I'm guessing. But sorry, everybody. I will go through the comments, and I will try to address any concerns. I am going to be looking for, what's everybody's ideas? What are your concerns? Anything that is a concern, I get it. Let's address it. Let's deal with it, and let's do the right thing. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Zach, for joining me, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.